Alright, this is Daniel Chu, aka Chewbacca, back with day 10 out of 30 of November Rejection Challenges. Today I am in a different spot than usual. I'm actually out at the beginning of La Jolla Boulevard, which is a... wow, Rev, okay. Which is sort of the beginning of the main downtown drag in Bird Rock, which is where I live. This actually isn't very far from home turf for me. I'm probably no more than a mile away from my house. And the challenge I have today, by the way, if you're wondering what the hell this actually is, there's a link to my blog in the description where you can basically learn what the heck is a rejection challenge and why would I actually do this at all. But the challenge I have today is actually one that I've been talking about, sort of referencing for a little while, and that is asking a stranger to swap shoes with me for a block. It's a very, very strange challenge, very strange request. I don't really expect that anyone is going to say yes to that. I wouldn't say yes to that, most likely, and that's kind of the point. But it will basically, I think, this is going to be weird. This is like a 7 out of 10 on my scale. Sorry, I keep looking backwards because I'm trying to scout if there are people walking by listening to me monologue to myself. But this is a 7 out of 10 because it does not involve talking to someone, asking someone who is paid to be nice to me, like Subway or the mattress store or the food truck, frankly. I actually have to bother a stranger, a total stranger who has no reason to talk to me. Is probably going to be weirded out by the request. I am also in sort of a new environment today, as opposed to being at the mall doing this stuff. Today I'm actually, I've switched it up. So whereas I might have gotten kind of comfortable with the environment at the mall, today it's totally different, so less prior knowledge of exactly what to expect from the environment. I'm expecting some judgment and definitely some rejection and probably a little bit of embarrassment and awkwardness from this interaction, which is good, but uncomfortable, so I'm apprehensive, which is why I'm continuing to talk at length. So the longer I talk, the less I have to get out there. But one of the things I'm going to try to do today is I am going to do my best, once I turn on the camera, to just take the first opportunity. Wow, I'm really close to the street. Take the first opportunity I can, as opposed to filter. So that what that means is that regardless of who I run into, if it's a small group of people, if it's an old man and an old lady, an attractive woman, whatever it is, I'm just gonna ask anyway. I'm not gonna let myself filter out and find an easy target. So anyway, this is gonna really suck for me. Enjoy. Wish me luck. Oh, it's not very busy out here today. Oh, there's a man walking down this way. I'm gonna pass him if he keeps walking. He's probably gonna be my target. And it sucks that I see him from this far away. Nope, he turned into a building. We're good. False alarm. False alarm. Oh, here we go. We got someone. Crap. I'm in my own head right now. Excuse me, miss. Do you have a second? I need to ask you a really strange favor. What would you say if I asked you to switch shoes with me for a block?
I'd say no. I gotta go get my hair done.
You gotta get your hair done right now? Okay. If you didn't have to get your hair done right now, what would you say?
I'd say no.
Okay. Could you tell me why?
Cooties.
Cooties? Okay, that's fair. Do I look like I have cooties?
No,
or?
but I'm kind of a cootie phobe, so.
Okay. Fair enough. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. Yeah, that wasn't terrible. Kind of want to see what happens if I try that again. Give me a few minutes to recover though. Excuse me, ma'am. I need to ask you for a really strange favor.
Okay.
What would you say if I asked you to swap shoes with me for a block?
A block?
A block. Or less.
Is it some sort of social experiment?
You caught me. I'm not supposed to tell you that because it sort of ruins the point of the social experiment.
Like walk a block in your shoes kind of thing?
It's nothing so deep, unfortunately. It's more, I'll explain it to you since you actually figured it out here. I'm trying to get over a fear of rejection.
Yeah.
And the idea is basically ask a bunch of random people
Okay.
on like a daily basis for something where they're pretty much almost certainly going to say no.
Yeah.
And like,
okay, well, if I didn't have a kid with me,
Right.
I would absolutely say yes.
Really?
Yeah, just because, like, why not?
Okay.
But
That's
because
surprising.
I have her, then no.
That makes sense. Yeah, you know, I normally I avoid people with like babies,
Yeah.
and today I was like, you know what? Just the first people I see, I'm just gonna do it because like
Totally.
otherwise I avoid people that I think
Yeah.
are like harder or
Yeah.
scarier to talk to.
Yeah.
So, but
Yeah.
thank you.
No,
Have a nice day.
Yes, totally.
I'm surprised. Color be surprised.
Do you know what time it is, my chance?
It is 10:01.
10:01. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you. Didn't see that coming. Excuse me, sir. Do you have a moment?
Yeah.
I need to ask you a really strange favor. I'm wondering, what would you say if I asked you to swap shoes with me for a block?
I'd say I don't have time for that.
You don't have time for that?
And I don't switch shoes with anybody.
Okay. Weird request?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, all right. Fair enough. Thanks very much. You too. Really didn't know what to say to that, so walk away. Maybe I should have asked him more about what he's worried about. Excuse me, ma'am. Do you have a second?
Just a second, yeah.
I have a really weird request for you.
Okay.
Wondering what you would say if I asked you to swap shoes with me for a block.
I gotta go back to work.
Okay.
But good luck with that.
Fair? Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. A lot of judgment in that one. Okay, so I just finished that challenge and I just watched the video and I have so much after cringe right now. It's just barely bearable. In some ways that was funny, in other ways it was mortifying. I feel okay now. I've had a couple minutes to kind of recover and like review the replay, but yeah, you know, I went ahead and I decided to do that a couple of times, and I'm glad I did. I ended up getting kind of a wide range of like different people that I talked to, as well as like kind of a wide range of different responses. So I ended up, because I don't think it showed up well in the video, I talked to one lady who was on the older side. It looked like she was on her way to like a hair appointment or something. She gave me, basically, she told me like cooties. So she was like kind of making excuses, didn't want to just tell me straight. Talked to another lady on the younger side, probably someone I actually normally wouldn't have approached for two reasons. One, she has a baby with her, and therefore looks busy, and two, is kind of attractive, so I would probably have just totally avoided that. But adherent to my promise, today I went ahead and I talked to her anyway, and hilariously, not only did she totally see right through me in the first like 10 seconds of talking to her, but she claims she would have said yes if the baby were not around, which I don't know if she really would have, but she seemed like a nice and very like carefree person. So that was actually really encouraging. It was kind of a fun and interesting conversation, just like a little conversation to have. But anyway, that emboldened me to keep walking down the street, ask a few more people, and I asked an older guy who looked a little gruffer, kind of looked like he was in the middle of something. He's kind of standing by his car, like prepping something or something like that. And I stopped him for a minute and I asked him if he would swap shoes with me, and there was just like so much judgment in the pauses there, like the longest pauses of my life. Probably not true, but pretty long pauses. Like you could just feel the palpable judgment in the pauses. And I kind of didn't even know like really what to say to respond to that, which is something I think I actually want to get better at. So maybe make that like a sub goal for the next 20 days of doing this. But I kind of panicked and I was just like, I don't know what to say to like your attitude about this. Like, you have no sense of humor about this. You're making it very clear that you think I'm wasting your time, and you're also making it very clear that you think it's a really strange request. So I kind of wish that I had like spent more time trying to like unpack and diffuse that. Not by telling him what was actually going on, but like maybe by like asking him what like he's so worried about. I don't know. There might have been a way to make that more lighthearted without like exposing this as like a total social experiment. But yeah, instead I kind of freaked out and just said, okay, well, thanks. And I walked away. And then my last target, again, not someone I would have otherwise talked to, would probably have avoided, a more attractive younger lady who seemed like she was kind of in a rush and on her way. But I stopped her anyway, and as is very apparent from the video, wow, like there was so much judgment there. Like she stopped and she was very nice, and I think if I had actually asked her for something like not completely unreasonable or weird, she probably would have been nice about it. But instead, I think probably like, and fairly so, like a little bit of just like creep or stranger danger kicked in, and she was just like, I don't know what the hell this is. I got to get back to work. Good luck with that. And that was tough, honestly, to take in some ways. There wasn't even really a chance to follow up on that at all and ask questions. It was just like shut down, walk away. I feel like this has never actually happened to me because I don't spend that much time talking to people in bars. Actually, I really don't spend any time talking to people in bars, but I felt like that was the closest thing I could have gotten here to like someone throwing a drink in my face, which is good. I need that experience. So that was painful. And then I kind of checked in and I stopped the video because I was walking into sort of a more crowded area and I didn't really want to stop and like start asking that question in front of like 20 people. So I probably should have kept going, but I didn't. Definitely learned a lot. I think that like continuing to like do more iterations of the same challenge definitely makes things easier. You learn from every iteration. People definitely react differently to requests. And I think like seeing the full gamut of that range and actually even like realizing that like sometimes no matter how weird the request, someone is actually, potentially still going to say yes. I think those are all really interesting and very valuable lessons to have learned today. So I'm really glad I didn't just stop at that first lady. If I had, I would not have gotten as much out of this. But anyway, I'll be back with day 11, and thanks for watching.